Welcome back to DQP Does, the Drafty Quarters Podcast Network movie review show, where we fall from the sky in a giant citadel made for training little girls to become assassins. With me this evening is my co-host, Russell.
Welcome back to the... Don't remember what you just said. I'm not Taskmaster.
Wow. Fantastic joke.
We can just close it now, right? Are we done?
Thanks for listening. Next week we're gonna do Shang-Chi. Also with me is Dave.
I broke my own nose in preparation for this.
Awesome. Will you please punch Russell in the mouth? Oh my God, we watched Black Widow again this week. We watched it when it came out, but we watched it again to go over it with you guys because we haven't gone over a MCU movie since Endgame. Spider-Man.
Yep.
Oh yeah, whatever. Anyway, I don't know. I need to watch that.
It's been too long.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
This is my first MCU movie on the show.
Yeah, this is our first one with Dave, so this is officially a DQP Does the MCU part 27 or something.
And I have Black Widow facts.
Oh, fuck. We got all kinds of shit. But let's start at the beginning. It came out this year, 2021. It's PG-13, 2 hours and 14 minutes. The plot it happens in between like the end of Civil War and the stinger of Civil War.
Yeah,
because like everybody gets arrested at the end of the Civil War except for like Cap and Natasha and like people that didn't go against the Sokovia Accords, and then in the stinger of Civil War, Cap is breaking people out of the raft, apparently with the help of Black Widow, but you don't see that part. So this is what happens in between. It's starts off basically with General Ross, who's become Secretary Ross, who I think he has another new title again at the beginning of this.
Yeah.
Red Hulk.
It's amazing how many times you can fail and get promoted.
Yeah, William Hurt. It's not a thing against William Hurt. That wasn't the joke. It sounded like it was the joke. I love William Hurt. He's fantastic.
I love Bill Hurt.
Yeah. Go watch Mr. Brooks and like other stuff that he's in.
Lost in Space.
I don't know about going and watching Lost in Space.
No, you should watch Lost in Space.
Not the series.
Anyway, back to Black Widow.
Have held up.
Probably not.
So he's coming after her, and she's like, "You're fucking stupid." And they find an empty bathroom stall, and she's in Norway, and they're in like New York or some shit. And she gives him the slip. She tries to go into hiding. This guy helps her. It's like her, basically her plug for whatever she needs.
Her fixer.
Yeah. If she needs a plane, or if she needs guns or a place to stay or whatever, he's the guy that she calls. So she goes to this trailer, and she's going to stay in this trailer, hide out for a while, and then move on. He gives her a bunch of IDs, like fake IDs and shit. One of them's Fanny Longbottom. I don't know.
That's a good name.
Random joke. I don't know. And at the same time, we see another Black Widow, because we know that she's not the only Black Widow. That's just what everybody calls her. There are other Black Widows that were run by the Red Room. And she's actually not talked about the Red Room being gone. They talk about her being from there.
Yeah.
And Dreykov's daughter is mentioned in Avengers, but that's it.
The first Avengers.
The first Avengers
was Loki.
Yes. Which I was rewatching the movies, and he said that, and I was like, what the fuck? I don't remember that. But yeah, it's been there the whole time. They didn't edit it into a 10-year-old movie just to fuck with people.
That ledger is dripping with blood.
Red. it's practically gushing. So you see another Black Widow. She's working with other Black Widows. They're going after a target. It gets weird. The one you're watching is blonde. It turns out it's Yelena, which is Natasha's fake sister. They were put together in a home. That's actually the beginning of the movie. You see Natasha, Yelena, Melina, and Alexei living as a family in Ohio in the 90s. And Alexei steals something. They have to leave, and they go to Cuba and get picked up by Dreykov, and they get split up. So the girls go into the Red Room program to become assassins. Alexei goes away. Melina goes away. So anyway, Yelena is like fighting this girl. She kills her. But before she dies, she sprays some red shit in Yelena's face, and it basically breaks the chemical control mechanism that they have over her. It's like an immunization to the chemical subjugation that they have, that they've developed after Natasha left, because it was just like psychological torture, basically, that they used to subjugate people and make them do their bidding. So if you had a strong will and, you know, could like break brainwashing, you know, normal brainwashing in air quotes, then you could get out of it. But the chemical stuff, you're fucked. They can tell you to stop breathing, and you'll stop breathing.
Right.
Which they demonstrate later in the movie.
That poor pig.
Yeah. That poor Alexei. So Yelena runs off with the stuff, with the rest of the vials of the vaccine, I guess you would call it.
I have a lot of allergies going on.
COVID.
I hope not. I just had that.
Yeah. Fucking stop it.
Yeah, don't get it.
Yeah. So back to Natasha. She's in the trailer. Her contact has brought a bunch of mail and other items from Budapest. Not Budapest. Budapest.
Budapest.
Budapest.
Budapest.
Budapest.
Budapest.
Sht. Budapest. So
That was a fun bit. Sorry, go on.
God damn it.
So like you see the box that had the vaccine stuff in it, in the box of stuff, and she's like, you could have just thrown this away. And he's like, well, you can throw it away now. And he leaves. So she puts it in the back of the car, so when she goes to town, she can toss it, because she doesn't have trash pickup in this random field that she lives in.
I mean, it makes sense.
So she's watching Moonraker, and the power goes out.
It's my favorite part.
Yep. And so she's like, God damn it. So she goes to put gas in the generator. There's no gas. She's like, fuck. She puts the gas tanks in the car, and she goes to town. She's on her way into town, and her car gets smoked by Taskmaster. Holy shit, Taskmaster. And then she gets in a fight with Taskmaster, finds out that Taskmaster is after this box of whatever. She doesn't even know what it is. She didn't even know it was there. She thought it was somebody that Ross sent. She gets her ass beat, but she gets away with the box. Or with the contents of the box. Finds out that it's from her sister, in air quotes. It's from Yelena. Because she put like one of those photo booth pictures in there that they took together. So she goes to Budapest. No, you're not going to do it again? Okay.
Budapest.
Budapest.
We don't need to keep doing this bit.
Okay. I mean, you looked like you wanted to do it, so I was like waiting, and then you were like, "No," and I was like, "Come on, just do it. I already waited for you."
I was trying to get people to like listen to this show, like keep them listening.
Yeah. So anyway, I'll try to make this a long story short. Yelena and Natasha team up. They run in. They have to get Alexei, who's become Red Guardian, or was Red Guardian already.
Omega Red.
Nope.
That's a different guy. I know that.
Red Guardian. Are you gonna say the other one? Or are we gonna do this whole all the gigs?
Oh, it's not. You mean Crimson Dynamo?
No, it's Red Guardian. God damn it!
I loved David Harbour.
Yes. Oh my god. So they pick up him. He says to go to Melina. Melina's like, well, bleh. And then Natasha eventually is like, no, we were really a family or something, and like preys on her something. I don't know, gets her to turn, and she's like, well, I already called him. So then it makes it look like they get caught, but then it was really their plan all along after she said she had already called them. Natasha and Melina switch places. So Natasha's in with Dreykov instead of Melina. And they put Melina in the prison that she helped design, so she gets herself and Alexei out, and they go and they do their thing. And they're gonna like land the ship and call Ross. But they can't land the ship because Dreykov has a pheromonal lock and Natasha can't hurt him. So he knows what's going on. So he locks Melina in the room with like the controls for the landing, and like remote shuts off the controls. So she gets out and she like blows up one of the engines, and she's like, change of plans. We're going into a controlled crash now. Not controlled. Not controlled at all. That whole fucking station like falls apart immediately. Like that's the difference between your Russian engineering and your like American and whatever else Shield pays for engineering. Like they can lose an engine and not just like blow up. If you watched, the first Avengers movie, they lose an engine on the helicarrier and the whole fucking ship doesn't just blow up.
Right.
Yeah.
The Red Room, they lose an engine and the whole fucking thing just starts falling apart.
They don't have that Stark funding.
They didn't have the Stark stuff yet. They didn't have the Stark stuff until Winter Soldier. They talk about that when they are talking about Project Insight with the repulsor technology. I just watched all these movies again. Fuck you. But anyway. Where was I? Oh yeah, the thing starts falling apart. A really cool part where once again, this is one of my favorite things that they've consistently done, and I'm glad they didn't do it just one time with Black Widow, is that she keeps like tricking people into telling her everything that she needs to know. So she basically like just pisses Dreykov off into like beating her up and then like revealing his whole plan, which is, that's a trope, but like it is done in an interesting way instead of just like, no, I know you're going to die, so I'm going to tell you my secret plan.
Yeah, like Ultron says in Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you asked. I wanted to take this time to explain my evil plan.
Yeah, and then
doesn't.
shoots fucking Tony in the chest. Yes. Fantastic. But this is also great. So she tricks him into telling her, and she's like, she laughs about it and like rubs it in his face, and then she's like even further insulting him. It's like, you weren't strong enough to fucking sever the nerve, whatever the nerve is in your face that controls your sense of smell.
We got to talk about her line that she says, because she says it to Loki too.
She
looks at him and she's like, thank you for your cooperation.
Thank you for your cooperation.
Yeah.
No, she's like dying laughing. She's like, just like, I don't want you to take offense to this, and you're you and everything, but thanks for your cooperation. And he's just like, what? So then she's like, but you weren't strong enough to sever my nerve, so hold on. And she like is looking at the desk and like, okay, that looks like the right angle, and fucking headbutts the desk to break her nose so she can't smell him, so she can beat his ass and eventually kill him because of the pheromonal lock. But then all the other widows come in and they haven't been cured yet, and there's a big fight scene with all of them, and they get the upper hand, and that's when Yelena shows up with the rest of the vaccine strapped around a flashbang and vaccinates them all. which that wouldn't work. But we'll talk about that. So then they got to get off, and then they're trying to get off, and Melina helps Red Guardian against Taskmaster and like locks her in one of the cells because he's been like fighting Taskmaster the whole time. Oh, and you find out that Taskmaster is Dreykov's daughter, which
I liked it.
But they continue on. They're trying to get off. You think Yelena's gonna die because she like does the sacrifice play, like shoves her like baton staff thing into Dreykov's plane's engine to blow it up. But then she just like starts falling. She doesn't get incinerated or shredded by shrapnel or anything. She gets blown back off the station that's falling anyway. And Natasha goes after her, picks up a parachute, parkours through a falling helicopter.
Ugh, so amazing.
It was real dope.
And throws it on Yelena and pulls the ripcord, and they're gonna float safely down, but wait. Before this happened, Natasha let Taskmaster out and was like, I know you're gonna come after me, but it's fine. I'm gonna save you. And then they get split up before Taskmaster can attack her. But here comes Taskmaster just flying from somewhere, just fucking torpedoing at him. So then she like pushes Yelena off, and they're falling through the air like, I don't know, some fucking crazy kung fu movie or some shit, and like landing on shit and fighting a little bit. And then she grabs Taskmaster, and Taskmaster, of course, has a parachute on, and so they don't just die when they hit the ground. They hit it for about 50 feet, just enough to not be going terminal velocity. Right. And they hit the ground, and then they fight a little bit. Not really. Natasha really just like gets her helmet off and sprays her with the vaccine, and then is like, "I'm sorry," and she's like, fuck, I can't remember what her name is. Dreykov's daughter, Antonia.
Yeah.
Antonia.
Antonia's like, is he gone? Because that's all she cares about, is if her dad's dead.
Yeah.
And she said yes. And
she's
like, okay.
Fuck that dude.
Yeah, no, that dude was the biggest piece of shit.
Yeah.
So then that's basically the end of the movie. Everybody lives except for Dreykov and like, some random
some red
stooges.
shirts.
Yeah. And Ross shows up, and Natasha's like, no, you guys go, I'll deal with this. And they're like, no. And they're like, no, just leave. I can handle this. Fades to black, comes back. Natasha has blonde hair now, like she does in Infinity War. She's going to help Cap get everybody off the raft. She gets a jet from her connection, so there's a little bit of closure there. And then that's basically the end of the movie. She takes off in the plane, and there's a little like bookend of some fireflies like from the beginning of the movie. And then the stinger is after Endgame. So a huge gap in time between the movie and the stinger.
Yeah.
The stinger is after Endgame, and it's Yelena going to a tombstone that I'm assuming she put up, or because it's in Ohio.
Yeah.
Where they were a fake family together.
It's under
a tree with pink blossoms. Yep, like Dreykov told her mom was buried under.
Yeah. Which was nice.
Yeah. And she goes there to mourn, and what the fuck's her name? I know what her real name is. Julia Louise Dreyfus. What the fuck's
Valentina.
Contessa something Valentina.
Yeah, some long name, but let's just call her Valentina.
Val. It's just
Val.
we
can call her what she really is if you want.
I mean, do you wanna?
Madam Hydra.
Oh shit! Is that what she is?
I mean,
Oh shit! I spoiled it for Dave.
That's who Contessa
That's all right.
Valentina is. God damn it! I was looking for it on IMDb to see if they like spell the whole goddamn thing out, but she's gonna be, if she's even credited, it's gonna be way the fuck down here. Ah, yes, Contessa Valentina Allegra de Fontaine.
Damn.
And
That's a long name.
she was uncredited. So basically what's going on, well, she comes and she's like, hey, I have a new job for you. And shows her a picture of Hawkeye. She's like, you want a shot at the guy who's responsible for your sister's death. And that's the end of the movie. Yeah. So that's a good movie.
Yeah, I really liked it. I have a Black Widow fact.
Okay.
You ready for the Black Widow fact?
Yeah.
Sure.
I did a lot of research. Black Widow are known for females' unique appearance and tendency to eat their mates. They are considered the most venomous in North America. However, their bite is rarely fatal to humans.
So I actually have a counter Black Widow fact, which proves that they're not fatal to their mates. In the comic books, Black Widow was actually married to Red Guardian. She wasn't her dad.
Oh, weird.
She was actually married to Alexei before he was Red Guardian.
Whoa.
So I'm just going to go ahead and go through this real quick. But concerning the mates, she has also been with Winter Soldier and Hawkeye and Tony and there was like 6 more that she's had a relationship or at least like a one night stand. Tony was like a one night stand, but it's in a book.
Really?
So, yeah. But Natasha was actually born in comics, was actually born before World War II.
Whoa. Okay.
Some differences in origin here. She was orphaned, so that's similar. Saved from an attack on Stalingrad by a guy who helped train her, and she became an operative for KGB or pre-KGB organization. I think in between World War I and II, somewhere in there. I was surprised at some of the vagueness in this because it's on the Marvel website. So, I don't know. Interesting. She was kidnapped by the Hand to be turned into an assassin.
Oh, interesting.
But she was saved by Cap and Logan. This was during World War II.
Whoa. Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah. And then she joined the Russian army. And then was recruited by the Red Room. She was given a Soviet version of the super soldier serum, which but didn't give her super strength, but it prevents or slows aging, decreases or increases resistance to illnesses and poison, and gives her like peak human physical capabilities. So not quite Cap, but just a little less, right?
Yeah.
She also trained with and was trained by the Winter Soldier during this time, who was also part of the Red Room.
Whoa.
Yeah, and then I had that she had married the Red Guardian before he was Red Guardian. There's a lot more. Like,
Interesting.
there's a ton of stuff because she was basically commanded by the Red Room to become an Avenger, and then betrayed them, and that was a whole thing.
Yeah.
It was worked out a lot differently than it did in the movies.
I like how they have expanded on the super soldier serum in the MCU. So at this point we have more because the main plot to Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers
for Dave.
Yeah.
I need to,
You need to watch it. I can't keep talking around this.
I'm on this like podcast where people are super into Marvel, and I haven't seen half the stuff they're talking about. I should probably fix that.
Maybe.
Yeah. So we have Cap, Red Guardian, Winter Soldier, and one that I guess we'll leave unnamed. But I would think it was interesting.
I mean, I sort of told him about him last night because I explained who Valentina was, or Val was.
Oh, you told him about the other super soldier?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Did you?
One of them.
Like the one?
The one, yes.
Okay.
Neo?
No.
No.
U.S.
What's-
agent.
Oh, yeah.
That's not the one I was talking about. Let's talk about the one.
Oh. Yeah, so there's two more.
Yeah.
I was talking about the one that's like going to be in more stuff.
Yeah.
The other one's very interesting, though.
Yeah.
I hope is in more stuff.
That would be cool.
I
Go home and watch it right now.
I will try.
Okay.
No, you won't.
I don't have internet.
I know. That's why you won't.
Can you guys put it on VHS for me and I'll watch it?
Just like come over and watch it. Jesus.
So I like this. I like that it's not, because I feel like, 20 years ago it would have been Cap and only Cap, and
Oh yeah, definitely.
they wouldn't have expanded on it the way they have, and I like that they've done that. I would also accept, had we found out in this movie that as a child Natasha was given
Yeah. I mean, it would also make some of the
diluted
stuff
version.
make more sense.
Yeah, like how she's fucking
Still alive.
ridiculously awesome. But
Yeah, that's what, because I thought she'd have to have some sort of serum, because, she's supposed to be just a lady, but she does more stuff than...
Yeah. I mean, she falls out of stations that are falling from 30,000 feet.
Yeah.
And doesn't
And
break a leg even.
we kind of talked about that last night during the movie when she takes on all the other Black Widows. There's 30 of them, and there's
Yes.
one of her, but she has experience, and which is okay for storytelling. I'll accept. She's more badass than this other, or this whole group of people, because she has this ridiculous, insane amount of experience. Because you got to think too, what we don't see is literally probably every day, if not every day, every other day of her life is an action movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so she's just
That's about right.
constantly building that veteran style experience that
Yes.
makes her a badass.
Right.
And I've always accepted in the movie, in the MCU, I've always accepted her and Hawkeye as
The more
they're just
grounded-
humans, but they're the top level you can be
yes.
as humans.
They're basically Olympians in all sports.
yeah.
But
Until
they're Batman.
Kate
but-
shows up in the Hawkeye series, Hawkeye's the best archer in the world. And so the Hawkeye trailer's out. Go watch it.
I watched it last night.
Yeah. It looks interesting.
It looks wild.
Yeah.
Looks nutty.
I'm into it.
Yeah, no, I'm fucking stoked. I'm super stoked. It's totally gonna get me ready for Christmas.
Yeah, and we totally didn't talk about that on the Hostful this week.
No, we didn't. We should have.
Whoops.
Christmas? We didn't talk about Christmas?
No.
The
God damn
Hawkeye
it,
trailer.
Dave. Budapest.
Budapest. All right, we
So,
can't keep doing this
Fuck
bit.
yeah. Now this is this is considered a sort of prequel thing, and I have an issue with prequels. But this gets a hard pass because it doesn't do the thing that I hate with prequels, where prequels tell you a story that has already been told to you in
Yes.
a diluted version that you already experienced the story.
Yeah.
This is a few of these things have been mentioned, and this doesn't even when this was coming out, we were like, oh shit, are we getting Budapest?
Yeah.
Is that
Budapest.
what we're getting? And then we didn't, but they talk about it and we learn about
Yes.
it.
They go into infinitely more detail than we got before, because it was always literally this is kind of like Budapest. You and me remember Budapest very differently.
Yeah.
And that was it. the every time they talked about it, they were just like, yeah, Budapest, and you're like, no, it's not like that at all. That was the extent of what we knew happened.
And now we know why they remember it differently too.
Yes.
Because Hawkeye wasn't the one that blew up the fucking building with the little girl in it.
Yeah, he also like basically wasn't even like there because he couldn't. I mean, he couldn't have even been there, right? He couldn't have. He was in Budapest, but he wasn't like with her when that happened.
Right. So
He
that
was,
was
like,
the
somewhere
culmination.
else.
He was, I don't know. I mean, see, like they also didn't tell us enough about Budapest to where I wouldn't watch a movie about it.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not going to get it because Scarlett Johansson is suing Disney, rightfully suing Disney.
Yeah, I just wish the whole thing didn't happen.
Yeah,
I
me
wish
too.
they like were smarter than this and wrote competent contracts.
I wish Feige would come out in support of Scarlett Johansson, and Elizabeth Olsen did, which worries me because I need more Wanda in my life. But
yeah,
I don't think she'll get fired over it. I just I want more. Like I already have a ton of respect for Feige as a director, creator, like as someone directing the ideas of what's happening.
amazing, comprehensive producer.
Yes. And when RDJ, when he was, he was the lead for however many fucking years, when he backed out of Age of Ultron, it was because he wanted everyone to make the same amount of money he was making. And that's kind of the thing, right? Like these people need to band together and they'll have the power. I mean, across literally any subject you can talk about. Like if the people band together, you have the power.
Yeah.
And so I would
Very
really
true.
appreciate Feige coming out in support of Scarlett Johansson and enforcing that Disney needs to do the right thing, because she did get screwed. I know she has a lot of money already, and I understand that some people think
It's
that
not
she's
about that.
Yeah, it's about the morality of the situation. Like she got fucked, and
I support her.
yeah, and I think that she I don't blame her whatsoever. Even if I never get to see her play Black Widow again, which I'm upset about. She's taking a moral stance on a situation that is that she got screwed in, and Disney has the money. That's the thing. Just
They got a lot of
fucking
money.
give it to her. Anyway, the movie doesn't do what I hate about prequels. It expands and gives you insight on a character in a situation that
Instead
we
of
had
just-
none before.
Right, instead of just retelling something that was already told.
Yeah, what does she say? And doesn't she say when they ask where she's been, doesn't she say I had some family issues?
Well, I don't remember. I haven't
Oh,
gotten that
okay.
far yet.
You're not that far yet. I think she does.
I just watched Age of Ultron the other night.
Yeah,
So
that's a good one.
yeah, dude, all of them are good. Some of them, I remember rating them not that good, and I'm just like, we don't deserve these movies.
I really enjoyed this movie. Coming from a guy I like Marvel, obviously. I like all the movies, but I don't know a ton about the lore and all the back and all this craziness. Far as just somewhat regular Joe. I wouldn't never call me a regular Joe, but
You're a nerd, but you're not that kind of nerd.
yeah, I'm just a nerd about everything else.
Yeah.
And everything. And yeah. But I really enjoyed this movie. I really liked all the different Black Widows. That was cool. It had very much of a female positive,
Yes.
which I'm about. It's very
Yeah. Which I think that's one of the coolest things about this. Well, not the coolest, but one of the coolest things about this movie is I think everything is awesome about this movie. But well, not everything, but we'll get to that. But one of the coolest things about this movie is the way that it is done, where it's not really, it's about positive female power roles, but it's not about female power roles at the same time.
right.
It's not just hey, this is about feminine positivity and strength. It's just, this is the story. It is about chicks and what they do and this woman overcoming all this crazy shit to do good and all this stuff. And it just is. It doesn't have to tell you. It just
Right,
is
yeah.
that
It
It
way.
just
shows
that.
you,
Yeah.
doesn't tell you. It's not gunpowder milkshake.
God damn it. I just want to forget that I watched that movie.
I'm not gonna let you.
Fuck. I didn't even want to watch it. You wanted to watch it.
I did
you
wanna
son
watch
of a
it.
bitch.
I love Karen Gillian. I don't know why she did that movie.
I love a lot of the people in that movie. I don't know why any of them did it.
That's true. It's a great cast. Terrible movie. Anyway,
It's on Netflix if you want to watch it. Gunpowder Milkshake. It sucks.
however, the other movie I watched that is in a similar vein is way better.
Kate.
Kate. Yeah, Kate's real good. I should have put it in my movie recommendations on the Hostful.
Wow.
Just redo the host.
I watched too many movies. So yes, I agree with what you were saying. It shows you, it doesn't tell you,
Yeah.
which infinitely makes it better. It makes it art. This movie is dark though.
Yeah, that's
like,
kind of why I dug it.
the
Yeah.
dark opening, like the dark parts before the end, like it. I mean, he's basically like a sex trafficker. I mean, he's not,
Yeah.
because it's a MCU Disney movie, but
He makes
basically
turns girls into assassins.
Yeah, and he
instead of
says like
turning
the creepiest thing I've ever fucking heard.
Yeah, the only thing
the
that the world has overabundance of, or what the fuck? The only resource in the world that we have an overabundance of
Yeah,
is little girls.
yeah.
Like, what the
What the
fuck,
fuck,
dude?
That's fucked up.
Yeah, at that point, I'm like, kill him. I also like this villain. Not like I like him
Yeah,
as a
he's-
person.
He's
I
not
like-
Loki.
This is one of the first villains we've gotten that is like full on a fucking villain. Like there's
Yes.
no
No
there's
redeeming
no,
qualities.
No redeeming qualities. Like this is a fucking villain. This
Yeah.
is a guy you want to see burn in the deepest depths of hell.
Yes.
Like fuck this guy.
Yeah.
And he burns.
Yep.
He
Yeah.
burns so good.
I totally agree. Like it's one of those villains. You're like when they die, you're like, "Fuck yeah, get
Yeah.
fucked."
You can almost
Fuck you, dude.
yeah, you can almost smell it.
Yeah, and
Uh,
you like it.
And it's yeah. Fucking hate this guy. Not love to hate this guy. I hate this guy.
Yeah.
Same.
This is a fantastic. So the only thing that I have a problem with this villain is the actor has a really bad Russian accent.
I mean, if we're gonna talk about that, we got to talk about my one of my first loves. The Mummy came out, and I was
Oh yeah, she fucking
absolutely
slips into her
astounded.
fucking British accent
She
a couple
does.
times.
She
Her Russian accent is not good though.
Yeah,
It is not good. It is weird. It is jarring. It is like I love her, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry, babe. You're. I mean that endearingly, not in a misogynistic way.
Wow.
It's just yeah. Their accents aren't very good. You know whose accent is absolutely fucking amazing though? David Harbour.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, yep.
David Harbour,
Uh,
and it's fucking great because he just like slips in and out of the American accent into the Russian accent when he's transferring from whatever his personality was in Ohio to becoming the Red Guardian again. And it's fucking like, whoa,
Yeah.
whoa, he's Russian now. Fuck.
Yeah.
I loved him in that movie. I loved him in the prison where he's just getting like tattooed up and just
oh,
yeah. He
big Russian men are going to cry. Fucking, I love David Harbour.
yeah, he's so good in this.
Yeah.
agreed.
There's also like I think the mix of tone is like perfect throughout the whole movie. So the first time we watched it like right the weekend it came out.
Yep.
And I enjoyed it. But I was like, I don't know, I felt weird afterwards. And
Yes.
I wasn't sure why. And this is my second time watching it. And I was worried going into it. I thought it was going to be tedious. And then it got started. And like pretty much from the beginning, I was like, oh yeah, this movie's fucking great. And then we kept going and I was like, this movie stays great. This movie gets better. I love this fucking movie. This isn't tedious at all. What is wrong with me? So I've discovered the reason I felt weird after the movie the first time.
Yeah.
Which, like, I do recommend this movie multiple watches. Like, this is
Yes.
a multiple watch movie. Like, when
I can see that.
when you get to the quote unquote twist where it's Natasha and it's not Melina,
Oh yeah.
and Dreykov knows, and like I like what Dreykov says. He says, "You think I could look into the eyes of a child I raised and know that it wasn't?"
Yeah.
And takes the mask off. No, it's Natasha. There's a bit of plan, and you're like, oh, okay, that's the twist. And then fucking Antonia is Taskmaster, and I was like, oh my fucking god. And the first time I was like, I don't know that I like that. And then watching it the second time, I was like, no, I like that a lot, because like, and I'll explain that. I know you said that you didn't like it. Taskmaster's backstory in anything I've read has never been so involved or mattered or really been like a large part of any of it that I care enough that they changed it. And I think the change is good because it like grounds it in the MCU, and it does give like, because we've been like, because you have Black Widow, who's a character that we're not sure, like for the first few movies, is a good guy. Like she's always kind of had that, and she should because of the character,
Right.
and she's always kind of had that. Is she a good guy? She's double agent. Is she just playing the best side of the field? Like, is she going to switch again? Like, and in Civil War, you get a little bit more of that, where she's like, I don't know what side to pick.
Yeah.
And then we get the Black Widow movie, which is her last movie. And she's different in Infinity War. Like, she is
All in. Yes.
And so I think it all plays together. I think giving her the closure in this movie, even though we're just now seeing it, they knew what they were doing. They knew what they were plotting. They plot like fucking 7 movies ahead, if not more. It gives her that closure on her being the bad guy. Like, now, did she still do the thing? Yeah, she still did the thing, which is like a pretty gnarly thing, but like, we got to know Dreykov this movie, and I'm not sure that I wouldn't blow his daughter up either to kill him.
Yeah.
Because this guy needs to be dead.
Yeah.
With like, and like he sometimes that requires sacrifices, and it's a fucked up thing. But this guy is like the worst villain we've had in these movies. Because like, even fucking Thanos, even the culminative like evil dude trying to destroy half of the galaxy, has his reasons, which you may or may not agree with.
Yeah. This dude was
guy
just like,
is just a piece of shit.
I'm going to use little girls to become powerful.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Fuck off, dude.
So, like, this guy dead by any means necessary. So
Yes.
not only do you get to understand her motivation, you get to see her get closure in the situation with Antonia.
Yeah.
And I don't, and it might just be me. It might not be. I don't have like an astute study of Taskmaster. He's just always kind of been like a character in the comics that like mimics other characters, and he's a cool villain. He's like, I loved when the movie, when she's watching, the scenes of like Cap and Hawkeye and stuff, and them fighting, and she's like learning their abilities, like. So it's definitely a cool villain. I think they added depth to the villain by doing it this way. That was why I liked the change.
Okay.
Do you have a counter? You can counter if you want. Just an opinion.
No, I mean, like, I don't have a lot of stuff for like his background and stuff. Tony Masters, which I thought was funny that they named her Antonia. But I just don't like I don't like the melding of characters together to create consistency, I guess. Like it should have just been Tony. And it has nothing to do with them turning Taskmaster into a girl, which was funny because everybody thought it was a guy the whole movie.
That's true, yeah.
But it has nothing to do with that. They could have made, Tony with an I Masters or something, it doesn't matter. I just want it to be its own character. I didn't want them to meld two characters, and I don't know that Dreykov's daughter and stuff is in the comics, because I like I said, I read a lot of stuff about Black Widow's origin, and that's not in there. I think the Dreykov stuff is from the MCU.
I also read about Black Widow.
Yeah,
and for a Black Widow fact,
okay,
Black Widows females can live up to 3 years. Males live 2 to 3 months.
That's weird because Natasha and Yelena have been alive a lot longer.
Yeah, I know. They've surpassed the Black Widow.
Yeah.
Speaking of Yelena,
yeah,
this movie served two purposes.
Yes, it did.
Two wonderful purposes. We got closure on Black Widow, one of the beloved characters of the MCU from its early inception.
Iron Man 2.
Iron Man 2. And we got the introduction of a new character, which we will see again, which we fucking love.
Yeah. Yelena's fantastic.
Yeah.
Movie. I love Florence. I don't know that I remember seeing her in anything before this. But holy shit. She's fantastic in this movie.
Yeah, I fell in love with her.
Oh yeah, totally. Just she's kind of the polar opposite of Natasha, right? She's smart cracking. She's kind of if Tony Stark was a Black Widow. She's talking shit all the time,
yeah,
and complaining all the time and making jokes all the time. She also makes fun of Natasha for doing the squatting fight pose.
Super.
That was awesome.
And then when she does it once and towards the end of the movie, she's like, ugh, gross. But there was another part of her characterization that I noticed that was interesting, and I'm wondering if it was on purpose and if it's something that they want to move towards and kind of continue. So when everybody does stuff in the MCU, it's almost always effortless unless there's a point made to make it not effortless, right?
Yeah.
Every time she did anything, when she was fighting anybody or anything, she was always struggling. She was always breathing heavy. When she's dragging a guy to put his hand on the imprint reader, she's huffing and puffing and she's come on, fucking pulling on him. So she was characterized differently from other characters as far as how much effort she has to put in to do stuff.
Yeah.
And I thought that was interesting. And I don't know if it was a purposeful push, but I thought it made her clearly different from everyone else.
Yeah.
Right. So it was cool to make her unique in that way, as well as the other ways that she was acted and written and stuff that were different.
Yeah, I think that's interesting too.
Yeah.
I hope it was on purpose. I hope we see more of that and development from her character.
Yeah.
Because everything Scarlett does is just fucking completely effortless.
Yeah.
She's never winded.
It's always super graceful and effortless and everything. And I think that was probably purposeful to make her style of everything, literally everything she does, different, right?
Yeah. One of my favorite scenes is the family reunion scene.
Yeah.
Because her acting,
oh my god,
specifically her, everyone does a great job at that table, but she steals the show in that scene. And she also says the least. It's the facial expressions.
Mm-hmm.
It's the watery eyes. It's the wrinkled forehead when she like gets upset. Like it's the lip. Like it's all of those facial expressions that sells those emotions at that table.
Mhm.
And like I said, David Harbour, like, you know, his character is very specific and would react specific ways, and he does react those specific ways. And you
Yes.
can see the hurt in his eyes when Natasha calls him an idiot. And also amazing. Like,
Yeah.
you know, Rachel Weisz, like, you know, great job, like trying to, because she's playing a duality at the time, because she's already alerted the Red Room, and she is also like feeling all of these emotions coming back, and clearly
Yeah.
clearly has some feelings for Alexei that are real.
Yep.
Oh my
And I love
God.
that too. And it's just like you get just this wonderful medley of emotions from all the characters. And Scarlett is the angsty teen that left home and didn't look back, and is now confronted with the realization that this thing that she has believed was fake the entire time was real to these other people too, especially her little sister. And whew, it's just like the way Yelena, like the way Florence sells that fucking scene is like best supporting actor, please. Like,
I agree.
Not gonna happen.
no, it's not.
But I agree with that.
They're-
That scene is fantastic.
It's going to be everyone from Eternals will be the first people to get awards for the MCU. Hopefully deservedly.
I think we got some Emmys.
Were there?
Yeah,
Were
I
there
think
some
I think we
Emmys?
just got some Emmys like this year
Oh, did we?
for like
We did?
WandaVision and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Yes, that's true. I guess I meant Oscars. But yeah, and then Yelena goes to the bedroom, and fucking David
Oh my
Harbour's
God.
like, I'll go talk to her. And everything that happens in that bedroom is just fucking gold. Like, it is a upset child being cheered up by their father. Like,
Yeah.
the fucking good fucking movie, man.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's so
we
good.
just sit. We just sit.
Yeah.
So one time, my father. God damn it, Dad!
You go toilet on my hands.
What?
No, I'm going somewhere.
Fuck. So this movie is fantastic. For the most part. I already complained about Dreykov's accent, and we talked about Rachel's accent. There's some special effects snafus. Again, with the fire, guys, like sometimes
Oh yeah.
you're real bad with the fire. There's like a whole scene that just looks like shit, and I feel like they added it just so they could put it in the trailer for some reason. When because there's like a slow-mo scene of her Natasha running after she fights the widows in Dreykov's office and is running away because the whole place is blowing up. And there's like a fireball coming out of an elevator, and she's got to run to the window and shoot the window out and jump out the window.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, there's this scene from Return of the Jedi where Lando and I can't remember the like weird folded face dude's name are flying the Millennium Falcon.
Frederick Foldyface.
Frederick Foldyface, okay. Are flying the Millennium Falcon out of the Death Star after they've blown the second Death Star up. And when they come out, like it looks like they're shot out, like kind of like rejected by the fluid of the fire, right? And it looks really cool for a movie from like, what, 80 something.
Yeah.
86, 85, whenever
Yeah.
the fuck that was. Looks really cool for a movie from the 80s. And I feel like special effects guys are obsessed with that scene, and they keep trying to do it again because like she looks like she's shot out of like a fireball thing.
Yeah.
But it looks terrible. It looks fucking terrible.
Yeah.
It looks like somebody
Yeah, I could agree.
going to school at Full Sail did it for their sophomore project. Okay, like
Hey, man, they put 50,000 people in entertainment jobs a year.
Whatever. Anyway,
I don't even know that there's still a university.
I don't either. But yeah, there's a couple of scenes like that where the effects are kind of bad, but like I think the acting, 99% of the acting was good. And, like, you know, we talked about the accents. The gun stuff was a little off. I also I don't know that I ever saw a slide on a pistol go back when they were shooting. So there's that.
There's also the you mentioned earlier, so now we have to talk about it.
Okay.
So when you wrap something, when you put a flashbang in the middle of something, like that flashbang would have vaporized all of that antidote agent. Like
whatever the fuck that stuff is.
Yeah. Would have fucking vaporized it. Like, you can't. And flashbangs, so we just talked about this the other day.
Yeah.
Like, a flashbang isn't just like, boom, now you can't see for a few seconds, like in Call of Duty. Like, it's not like that. It will melt your fucking eyeballs. Like, this is an intense weapon. It is a grenade of sorts. Like, it is. I mean, it serves a purpose because if someone's back far enough, it's just gonna blind them for a little bit. But if you were like right up on that motherfucker, if it lands at your feet, your like eyelids,
or if it's
are
like
melted
right
to
over your head,
eyes.
wrapped in glass tubes.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
it's fine. It's fine.
fine.
It's safe.
Yeah, everybody's just kind of like looking up at it floating down to them. Yeah, I mean, there was some shit like that, which, you know, I mean,
yeah. I mean, it's whatever.
Yeah, it is what it
movies.
is.
It's a movie. I mean,
You have
there's
to
like,
have that. It's a movie.
you have to
Yeah.
suspend a lot of belief for this movie anyway.
Yeah.
So fuck it.
All right, are we going down to the corner now?
You guys ready to go to the corner?
Let's do it.
Let's fucking go to the corner.
All right, pack up the mics. We're going to Dave's Trivia Corner.
Dave Trivia Corner.
He'll say some things, and you'll say,
Oh, neat.
damn right.
I hope so this time.
You son of a bitch. That's it. You're out of the corner.
Oh no, I've never been kicked out of a corner.
That's weird.
I've been put in one a lot as a child, not as an adult.
Well,
That's
I
a
also
whole
put him in the
other
corner
story.
the other day.
Oh my
All right.
god.
I got some fun facts. According to writer Eric Pearson, Florence
Pew?
Pugh,
I don't know. Florence, email us. How do you say
please,
your name?
please email us. Teased Scarlett Johansson about the Black Widow's iconic pose during filming, so Pearson put it in the film.
Fantastic. Perfect.
Ever Anderson secured the role as young Natasha because she already speaks Russian and has a green belt in Taekwondo.
Huh. Neat.
Nice.
I'm better than her. I have a black belt in Taekwondo.
Oh shit.
Wait, do you actually?
I do, but it was like 15 years ago.
I'm gonna stop giving you shit.
You better hit you with my belt. I'm too lazy. I'll hit you with my car.
Wow.
I technically know Taekwondo, but I'll
that
hit you with my
went from
car.
like a funny threat to like I'm not going outside
Assault with a deadly weapon.
anymore.
It's a joke. I love Russell.
I know, I love you too.
No, buddy. In prison at 5348, Red Guardian shows tattoo on his right shoulder of 2 roses. The 2 Russian names underneath them translate to Natasha and Yelena.
Aww.
In prison, Alexei arm wrestles a giant prisoner named Ursa. In the comics, Ursa Major is a fellow Russian hero who has his ability to turn into a bear. Alexei references this by calling him a bear. I even knew that. I picked that one up.
Yeah.
I just don't know that it's actually Ursa Major.
Yeah. And even if it is, he's still not the first mutant to appear in the MCU, you fuck.
Black Widow's wrist-mounted tasers are colored yellow. This is homage to Natasha Romanoff's classic Black Widow costume,
Yes.
which was an all-black suit with yellow bracelets.
Yes.
Damn it. That wasn't very neat.
She actually had a different one, like way, way, way back. It was real dumb though.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it like pink?
No. Here, you guys go ahead and let me see if this Google search brings it up, and then you guys can Google along with me. Do.
Banana.
Let's see.
Now I want cookies.
Sorry.
Should I do another fact while you're
Bogging us
looking?
down here. Hold on. I got one. Oh, there we go. So she's wearing like this is one of them. I'm not sure if this is actually the very first one, but this was before the black with the yellow bands. She's wearing like a
Whoa.
like a black like corset.
What is going on there?
And like panties with like a silver or blue belt and fishnets on her legs and on her upper torso.
She's mainly fishnets.
Yeah, with a blue cape and a blue like eye domino thing that's very like 60s Catwoman with like a beehive hairdo.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
she looks like a rip-off Batgirl, but
Yeah.
Catwoman's a good one too.
Yeah, it's real bad. She's got a fancy W brooch clasp on her cloak cape thing
For Wonder Woman.
No,
No,
for Widow.
oh, okay.
Okay,
All right, with that,
back to the corner.
Let's go back to this
super
corner.
Fantastic.
Scarlett Johansson asked her husband, Colin Jost, who's a big Marvel Universe fan, to rehearse lines from the movie with her, but he refused because he wanted to avoid any spoilers.
Aw, neat.
That's fantastic.
I got it.
Oh, you got an aw.
Oh, I mean, close
Neat.
enough. Close enough. I would rehearse lines with you, Scarlett. Hit me up. For like anything, like whatever you want to do.
Get some ramen,
Ramen,
Yeah.
shawarma, play video games in my basement, whatever you want to do. It's up to you.
Do you want to come play video games in my basement? You were a sweet guy.
Now it got weird.
No,
Potentially weird.
we would play video games. I've got Mario. Everyone loves Mario. Okay, well,
Continue on in the corner.
After I dig myself out of this corner, Scarlett Johansson describes the film as its own genre, and even named Logan as an influence along with The Fugitive and Terminator 2: Judgment Day.
Those are not the movies that we would compare it to.
Nope. No, I'll tell you exactly what movie it is.
What?
It's Skyfall.
Oh shit! Yeah,
Because the thing, it falls
Yeah.
from the sky.
Oh, from the sky.
Yeah, that's a good
Well, yeah,
parallel, Shane. I'm proud of you.
God damn it. Fuck you. The only thing it didn't have in this fucking movie was
I mean, it almost had it, though.
it was very, very
It was
fucking
very
close.
I got one more.
Go ahead.
In Melina's armory are masks that are colored metallic blue. In the comics, Melina, Iron Maiden, had a metal blue mask as part of her costume.
Oh. What?
Yep.
Holy shit. I'm a comic book fan. I didn't realize
That
she was Iron Maiden.
I love Iron Maiden. I've
You
seen
know what
them
that
5
is?
times.
You know what that is, Dave?
What?
Neat.
Yes! I've ascended into heaven. You guys have to do the corner now. Goodbye.
No, Dave, come back.
Okay, I'm back. Turns out I'm too big to go fly that high.
Dreykov would disagree.
Oh, fuck.
Oh. All right.
Well.
This has been Dave's Trivia Corner.
Dave's Trivia Corner. Oh, that's neat.
We can
I
take
love
that
it.
one again if you want.
I love it. I love it. That's good shit right there.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, so a James Bond movie.
Yeah, it's basically a James Bond movie.
Yeah, I
Not in
agree.
a bad way.
No.
not
No,
to
not-
degrade the movie at
it
all.
actually like makes me enjoy it more because like there's a thing like a weird structure to James Bond movies where they ebb and flow a lot more than a lot of other movies.
Yeah.
And this movie does that a lot. And the first time I watched it, I was like, man, the fucking pacing is garbage. I think it was just because like I wasn't feeling it. I don't know. I think also we watched it with a lot of people, like
Yeah.
at our house
Yeah.
that time when we watched it when it
we
came
had
out.
a movie night. We had a family movie night.
Yeah,
There's like 6 people that live here.
and there were like 6 more that watched it with us. It wasn't that many. I
Not
think we
me.
might have had like 8 or 9 people here.
Not me though.
No, you didn't come.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, but anyway, I don't know. It was weird, I think. And then the second time I watched it with Doug, and I really enjoyed it that time a lot more than the first time. And Doug liked it a lot, and then we talked about it afterwards. And then this time I also liked it. So, I don't think the pacing is messed up. I think it's just not your normal superhero movie pacing.
Yeah, it's not a superhero movie.
Yeah.
It's the James Bond movie.
Yeah, it's a James Bond movie. It's a spy thriller, specifically in the vein of
Yeah, and Taskmaster is Oddjob.
Yeah.
But he throws a shield instead of a hat.
yes.
Oh shit, you're right.
This is what we were texting about when we were watching the movie with you.
Okay, all right, finally. I watched it with them last day and they were like texting and giggling and I'm like, they're probably making fun of me. I don't know. I'm gonna watch Scarlett Johansson.
Shane and I are teenager girls.
Yep.
That's not our identifiers. That's a joke.
Yeah. Jesus. Anyway, are you guys ready to rate this?
Yeah.
I am.
All right. I am going to give this a 8.5. I think it's a really good movie. It's not the best movie ever. Like I said, there are a couple of like really small problems that I had with it, but I think this movie, if the problems that I actually have with it were fixed and nothing else was changed, I think it would only really be like a 9. It's still a good movie. An 8.5 is nothing to shit on. Like, it's still a very good movie. But it's just like, Black Widow and stuff aren't my favorite characters. The people in it aren't my favorite actors. So like, it's just not going to be a 10. Unless it was just like the story was just like bonkers ass fucking amazing. Which is good. It's just not bonkers ass fucking amazing. So it's not a 10. And it's never going to be any higher than a 9. But right now, I'm going to say it's an 8.5. Russell?
I also, first time watching it, had issues with the pacing, which I will also chalk up to watching it with too many people.
Yeah.
But like rewatching it, like, holy fuck, man, this movie moves fast.
It does.
Like, things were happening, and I was like, well, didn't something happen before that? No, there's nothing there. This movie is just like scene for scene, fucking balls to the wall. And so I really enjoy this movie. My 2 biggest complaints was my one complaint. This movie's not long enough. Especially for being our farewell to Black Widow and Scarlett Johansson, and for being the last time that we're going to see her. They could have tacked on another 20 minutes to this movie. Following that complaint, my other complaint is, while there is new introductions and there is new build-up and there is new like story tie-ins, there could have been more added to ground the movie in the MCU. Because like a lot of what you get is just like character dialogue.
Yeah.
And characters appearing that have appeared in other films. But there's not a lot of actual tie-in. Now, I do appreciate that the evil villain is hidden in the shadows and, there's no reason that anyone else would have discovered him.
Right.
Like, there's no reason that it didn't happen before now. So I do appreciate that aspect of how they wrote the villain into the MCU, and him just no one knows he's there. And I even like the line that Yelena says, I kept waiting for you to show
kept
up and
waiting
take
to
down.
see on the news that Captain America and Black Widow had taken down the Red Room.
Yeah. So, but my issue being a lot of the tie-in stuff is dialogue based and just characters having awareness. I would have liked to have seen more. That's really my only complaints. So like I'm gonna give this movie a 9 because I think it is just fucking great. Like this is a great movie. If you haven't watched it and we've spoiled the entire thing for you, you should still watch it because this is rewatchable.
Yeah.
Like this is a rewatchable movie. And I fucking enjoyed every minute of it. And that's pretty much what I got to say about it.
I
Dave?
enjoyed that.
Thank you for enjoying my review.
I always enjoy your review, buddy. But it's my turn, and I have one more Black Widow fact.
Oh, Jesus.
Black widows are found in temperate regions throughout the world, including the United States, Southern Europe and Asia, Australia, Africa, and much of South America. In the United States, they exist primarily in South and West. They may be found in dark, dry shelters such as barns, garages, basements, outdoor toilets, hollow stumps, rodent holes, trash, brush, and dense vegetation.
I think I saw one once in a park toilet.
Really?
While I was changing into football gear as a kid.
I was going to say not last week.
No, it was terrifying because I was like sitting on the toilet, putting on like the stretchy pants with the pads in them.
Yeah.
And I saw like a black spider on like the toilet paper roll. And I look over and I'm pretty sure I saw the hourglass on it.
Oh.
And it was fucked up because like my parents like had weird overlapping schedules at the time. So they would drop me off at this park for practice. And then like my mom would drop me off and she would go to work. And my dad would come and like show up like halfway through practice. So there was like still 2 hours, like an hour before anyone else got there. And then another hour before my dad showed up.
Okay.
So I'm like alone in a park and I'm like getting changed. So I'm like half naked in a public park bathroom. And there's a fucking Black Widow next to me.
This situation is terrifying for a lot of reasons. You're half naked, near dark, in a park by yourself.
And there's also a spider. I was talking about spiders.
Yeah.
Yes, I was going to ask you, Dave.
Yeah.
I know you watched the movie with us, but you like, there's no spiders in the movie.
That's what I was confused about for most of the movie. I was like, yeah, I'm going to learn about spiders. It's going to be dope. Spiders are cool. They got all these legs. There wasn't really any spiders in it.
No, but in December, we will learn more about spiders.
Yeah, and men.
Man.
And men.
And men. All right.
Maybe men. Multiple.
We might learn about several men.
What are you rating this movie, Dave?
Sorry, I'm trying to do more bits on this show, and they're
You're
bad. I'm
bit.
sorry. I am a bit. Budapest.
We already did that 3 times.
Comedy rules of 3. So this movie, Black Widow, which is not about spiders, I really, really, really enjoyed this. I didn't get a chance to see it when it first came out. I come over here and watch it with these guys last night. It was super fun. It did have like that James Bond type feel, which I love that kind of stuff. I love spy thrillers and action. And I thought it was a lot darker than most of the Marvel. We talked about that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And just some of like, I really, really enjoyed it. And I thought it was awesome. I loved Yelena. I loved Red Guardian. It's fantastic. I'm going to give it a 9.
All right.
So fully plan on watching it again.
Yeah. I did the premiere access so that we could watch this when it came out, and then I've watched it like 2 or 3 more times since then. But It should be coming out as part of Disney Plus on October 6th.
Yeah.
So then you won't have to pay the extra $30 to watch it.
Oh, nice.
Which, I mean, I don't know if we've talked about this on this show or not, but we obviously voiced our concern and support of Scarlett concerning the contract dispute for the release of Black Widow. But I don't know if we've talked about how we feel about the premiere access in general. Renting a movie when it comes out in theaters for streaming. So I think we have talked about it a little bit. But,
yeah, a little bit. We talked about it when they first announced that they were doing it.
Yeah.
Like the disputes with the theaters and stuff.
So like as a consumer, I think it's fantastic. Because if you're going to a theater and you're going to get a drink and maybe popcorn or candy or whatever, per person you're spending at least $20.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's about right. Yeah.
So you and a date or you and your buddy or whatever, you know, you're between $20 and $100 depending on how many people you go. You know, solo to up to 5 people. So for the bare minimum, $20, right? Solo. So if you're watching this movie, you can watch it as many times as you want between the time that it gets released on Disney Plus and Premiere Access, until it gets put on Disney Plus for free, for that $30.
Right.
You obviously can't just watch the movie as many times as you want with the purchase of one ticket at a theater.
Yeah.
And you can have as many fucking people as you can fit in the room and watch the movie. So $30 for an unlimited number of people to watch the movie, basically. Because, you know, I bought it. Russell's watched it twice. I've watched it 3 times. You've watched it once. 8 other people have watched it once, and Doug's watched it once.
Yeah.
Off of my $30. So like,
so once you think about it, it's definitely worth it.
It's definitely worth it. As a consumer, the business model versus theaters is ruinous.
Yeah.
And obviously, contract writers and everybody have to be aware of how it's going to be dealt with, and it has to be dealt with honestly, so that stuff like what's going on between Scarlett Johansson and Disney right now doesn't happen again.
If you're confused and you don't know exactly what's going on with the Scarlett Johansson lawsuit and you think she's just after more money, that is not true. Basically what happened was her contract was specific to
Box office,
and box office numbers don't include streaming early release numbers. So she got none of the money. Her percentage of the box office did not count toward any of the money that they made off of
the streaming. But it goes further than that, Russell. Disney themselves counted the streaming numbers as box office when reporting the numbers to investors.
Yep.
So they used the numbers to inflate the box office numbers to make it sound better, while also taking them away from the box office numbers when they were writing checks. So they were being duplicitous about it between not only to Scarlett, but also to the media and their investors.
Yeah.
So this is a pretty super shitty thing to do.
Yeah.
In
I
both
agree.
directions. If you're going to count it as box office, then it counts as box office for checks cut to actors and everyone else, as well as, you know, your investors being happy about how much money it made. If it doesn't count, then it doesn't fucking count.
Right.
Period. You know, it's a separate thing then. So it's pretty cut and dry to me, but I'm not a lawyer. So anyway, that's going to do it for this episode of DQP Does, where we watched Black Widow. Next week, we're going to talk about Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings.
Is it Shang-Chi or
Shang-Chi? Shang-Chi, Shang-Chi. Sean. It's Sean. Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi.
That's a joke from the movie.
Which is not about spiders either.
No, it's not. It's about rings.
Yeah.
You both have killed so many people. Your ledgers must be dripping, just gushing red. I couldn't be more proud of you.
This has been a production of the Drafty Quarters Podcast Network.